Hey everybody, we are looking at Excel and I'm re-recording this because I did a lot of it with the truncated version online and I've asked everybody to download the full version, so I wanted to redo this video so that I had exactly what you were looking at. So I don't want you to be intimidated by Excel. Often people, when they come into this class, this is the one that they've had the least work with. We're going to get you to where you feel moderately comfortable, I promise. All right, so let's start a little bit of an overview and some of the vocabulary. So what this Excel is, it's a spreadsheet to do calculations, okay? And this file is called a workbook, okay? These are sheets. So this is the first sheet. And then I can add sheets as I would like, and you just hit this press, okay? Now, you can rename the sheet, do a right click, and I can rename it, insert it, all kinds of things. I can even protect it so that no one else, as they look at this file, can do anything to that, okay? So if I insert a name, whoops, if I rename, let's call it October stats. Okay. Now I can keep adding as I want. The other nice thing is I can reorder these by clicking and dragging. Just click and drag to reorder those. So the whole thing is a workbook. Down here, these are sheets and I can go in between them. Okay. Let's talk about, this is a cell. Okay. And the cell address is where it's located. Is it A1? These are the columns. These are the rows. This is the A column. That's the first row. So if I'm here, I'm at I7, and you'll notice this turns a gray and this turns a gray, so you know where you're at. So the cell is this individual little rectangle. The cell address would be I7. Now, up here, this is the formula bar, okay? And I can put formulas in there. For example, all formulas are going to start with the equal sign. And I want to perform a little calculation. Let's say I want to take 100 or 1,004 and I want to times 3. All right, what came up was the answer. If I want to know what the formula was, how we got that, I look up here. So what's here is the result of that calculation, okay? And don't forget, equal sign starts all of our formulas. The parentheses also need to be your friend. Now, I could have done this without the parentheses, but I want you to get in the habit of putting each calculation in its own parentheses. I think it'll be easier for you down the road. Now, functions are over here, and they are pre-done calculations. So if we were going to average something or the sum of a certain column, and we won't start with that just right away. Today we're just looking at a little bit of it. The ribbon is up in here, and a lot of that is going to look the same as Word. The nice thing about Microsoft or any package that you get is there's a lot of commonality between programs. So when you go through Word, Excel, Spreadsheet, Publisher, there is some of it that's going to be the same, okay? So, you know, your font's going to look the same, your size is going to look the same, color, it's those things, okay? Now, if I'm highlighting several cells, this is called my range, A1 to A10, okay? Or I could have done it this way, but that is the range of cells. If you hear me talk about that. This is my fill handle, and this is kind of a cool thing. So I'm going to put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. All right, now, if you click on the first 2 and you click this fill handle, do you see how my cursor went from a big plus to a little bitty one? Okay, I'm going to fill down. All right, so it takes whatever the formula was, and in its mind, it said, oh, you went from a 2 to a 4, so your formula must be to add by 2. So what I did then is it continued onward, filling it the same way, which is really nice when we do some calculations. I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So if I say the fill handle, this is what I mean. All right, let me see. Charts and tables, we will go in a little bit later, so I don't want to go there just yet. But in the insert, you can still insert pictures. You can insert a lot of these shapes and things. We probably won't do much with that for a while. Here are the charts, and they have a lot of preset charts to help us out so that we don't always have to reinvent the wheel. We can insert links. Here's our page layout. So if I may want to have it landscape versus portrait, I can do that. I can have a page break in here. So if I wanted to do right here, break, insert page break. And then you will see there's that line, a little bit of a difference in the line, that's our page break. This dotted line that has now appeared, that is the page margin for this one. Okay, so if I were to print it, that's roughly, you can go from here to here, and that's what will be on one page. Formulas, that we'll get into a little bit later. The data, if we want to format the data, the sort. One of the nice things about having any spreadsheet is you can do some calculations in the blink of an eye, which is really nice. So if I had a lot of information in here and want to do a sort, I could do it alphabetical order, price, and those sorts of things. This is also a filter. I'll be done just one second. Then we have the review. So you can do your spelling, those sorts of things. The view, this is the way it's going to look. Okay. We also can freeze the panes, and I'll show you a little bit more of that later, but the saving is the same. So we'll go File, Save As, and I'm going to save it in a different location where it's at. When I bring it up, Save File As, it defaults to the Excel workbook. You have a lot of different options. One of them that we will work with is our friend PDF. Or we'll look at the open document spreadsheet, and the open document is so that I can open it in other spreadsheet programs. And for the most part, it protects the information. But again, if a lot of this is looking familiar to you, that's because we've been working with Word, and the friends at Microsoft understand commonality is our friend. Have a great day, guys.